Welcome to the Violet Temple 444. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm Melina, your guide and messenger. So here at the Violet Temple 444, this is a sacred healing center where together we discover the keys within ourselves to experience our highest divine potential. So we focus on the 5 areas: financial, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So today we're doing a little bit of a tarot reading. I've already got some cards laid out, as you can see. Got my tea. Go ahead and grab yours. Have a seat. Enjoy yourself. Relax. And we're just going to see anything that you need to know right now. So I'm going to start by cleansing our space here. Just going to double check that, yeah, we're on. So the first thing that I'll tell you guys is I tried to record this yesterday, or was it the day before? Pretty sure it was yesterday. But when I tell you everything was just going wrong, like nothing really felt right, and normally I'm very stubborn when I need to be stubborn, right? But I was willing to keep going, but then something inside myself just said, you know what? I feel like we need a reset. So there's a message within that, okay, sometimes if you just keep hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, you have to use your discernment, because sometimes you do need to push through, but then other times it's like, okay, let's stop, let's breathe, and let's reevaluate, reset, and then come back. And come to find out that I received a message from myself from a tarot reader. I love to watch tarot readings. I just love tarot. And Moon. So check out her channel. She's awesome. Shout out to you, Moon. Love ya. But she basically told me that there was an item in my house that was slipping underneath my radar and causing some disturbances for me. And I've been on a long process of clearing, because I'm entering a really big cycle for myself. So maybe you guys can relate. I mean, this year we had 2 solar eclipses in different parts of the world. So, and it's been the year of the dragon. 2024 is the year of the dragon. This reading is timeless, so if you do see this at another time, that's okay. Just know that the energy is still present. So that means that you're about to take a big shift. And when you take big shifts, you have to make big changes, right? It causes a lot of different changes on your mental, emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual levels, which hence that's what the Violet Temple is all about. So is focusing on all the different areas and how they combine together. And once you start putting all those different areas into balance, then things really start to shift for you. So I've been on a long journey of doing this, and Moon told me that there was just something slipping underneath my radar that I didn't know was kind of causing some chaos in my life. And when I sat down to do the reading, everything just, I don't even know how to describe it. Everything was just not working right. I'd try to do something and I'd forget something. The camera kept falling down, so I did part of the reading, which is why there's tarot cards here. But it just felt like I just was so unsettled by it all. So I had to find what those objects were. They were gifts that had been given to me by people I no longer resonate with, and I realized I was just keeping a lot of the items out of a guilt, letting that other person have some sort of stake in my life. And I was talking to my friend today, and we were talking about how do you know when an item is meant for you to keep? And how you know is, I told her, I said, I don't have to sit down and think about whether or not she's my best friend. She is my best friend. I don't have to consider and take a long time to figure out if I want to keep her or not. So the same is true with objects. If it doesn't immediately evoke an absolute love and vitality of life and passion, then it's probably something that you can let go of. If you are sitting there and you're like, well, you're kind of doing a pros and cons, I'm like, okay, if it really means that much to you, why are you having to weigh pros and cons of this object? And then the question is why? And what I found in doing this process for myself was that those individuals that I no longer resonate with, there's a reason I no longer resonate with them. You know, people are in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And so there's a reason that those people are no longer an active part of my life, but I was still hanging on to these objects. And it was a part of myself that felt guilty for letting go of a relationship. And so I was actually just hanging on to the object because I felt that guilt. And so it was just kind of my way of coping with that. And I'm like, well, I haven't fully let them go because I have this, you know. And there were even some objects that I had forgotten that a person had originally given it to me, and that person I no longer resonate with. And I'm like, okay, well, that's even part and tied to a habit that I no longer want to participate in, at least regularly, and for my health. And so I was like, okay, so I did a burning ceremony today. We buried some objects that, you know, I was not able to burn, or, you know, were not of proper material to burn. I buried objects as a matter of cleansing, helping the earth with that, having the earth help me with that. And then had a huge fire. And then I also am going to donate some clothes that I no longer need. So in other words, you may need to do that for yourselves, because I kid you not, before I did this ceremony, it was so overcast. The energy felt weird. And then once I did the ceremony, man, the sun started coming out and it started just clearing up, like beautiful blue sky. And I could immediately tell my house, my yard, everything just felt a lot clearer. I feel a lot more grounded doing this reading now for you guys. So we're just going to see what comes out. So I'm just going to have you go ahead and take a nice big deep breath for me. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Get yourself nice and centered and relaxed. Nobody's requiring of you right now. You can just tell everybody that this is your time. You just get yourself centered and focused, and then you can figure out once we're done here which gifts from people that you need to keep. And I feel like that's just really appropriate. We're right, again, this is timeless, but we're right before Christmas. And if this is not right before Christmas for you, you may just be about to receive some abundance and blessings and gifts. So letting some of that stuff go can make room for other stuff. You know, you don't need to be afraid to let some stuff go, because things are always moving. Okay, everything is in cycles. We let go, we receive. We let go, we receive. So don't worry about stuff that leaves your possession, if that's what you're worried about. All right. So we're doing something a little differently. You'll see on the thumbnail, these particular cards, if I'll let you know what kind of cards I'm using, but sometimes I like to take board games or card games that are not meant for tarot and use them as tarot. So I went to the library and I rented a game, and this is Mystic Vale Essential Edition. It's some sort of card game which looks pretty cool. It has to do with magic and beings and that. And just looking at the imagery on the cards, I mean, this one, for example, let's see if you can see that. Very much like Druid based. I'm gonna turn the light on behind so maybe you can see a little bit better. Just a second, you guys. Let's see if this is a little better for you, that you can actually see it. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, so there's a lot of Druid imagery in this card, and in the cards in general. A lot of magic, a lot of fae, magician. Yeah. So we're kind of doing a 3-tier reading, because I want to see, this very much felt to me like a level up kind of reading. So I want to see what's at the foundation, what's in store for you level 2, and then what's the level 3 that you're trying to get to. And then I've got some other cards that we can clarify. So we're going to go ahead and get some of your level 3. And I just want to say thanks for being here. If you're enjoying the energy, then go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button. Spirit asked me to do this forever ago, so I'm just privileged and humbled to be here, frankly. So, yeah. So I'm very, very happy that you're here as well, that you clicked on the video. And just take what resonates for you. Oh yeah. Clarify which one of these needs to be taken. You have a strong connection to birds and fae and the earth. Very much so. I do as well, so I resonate with you on that. Oh, wow. You know, once upon a time, Spirit told me that the audience I would be reading for would be some healers, and that, you know, you can only perceive that which you are. So, wow. Wow. Okay, so let's talk about this. So first, on the bottom of the deck, we have the warrior. So you are a spiritual warrior. If you've ever doubted yourself, don't. Do not. Look at you. Put that right there. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so foundation of the reading. Earth cradle. Now, earlier we were talking about those solar eclipses and stuff. So you are very much connected to the earth cycle. You'll notice got five white birds here. And then 5 points. So this is very much reminding me of the star card in tarot. Like you're being forged, and there's even a little star here. You're being forged. There's new paths being made for you and around you. Look at all this dense forest that you had to get through. Like, no wonder you're having to purge some stuff and let things go, because, and I can relate. So, you guys are my brothers and sisters in that for sure. Oh, wow. Maybe you just came out of a really deep hibernation period. Maybe you felt really tired all the time and didn't know why. A lot of the people around you are kind of stuck in the same place, and you're trying to get out of that, but it was hard. The reason why I say that is look at all these animals right here. They're all sleeping and hibernating, but meanwhile, you're doing that okay, but look. It's because you've been going through such an extreme light activation, and I feel like a lot of people on the planet right now are going through very, very big changes and awakenings. Wow. This is meant to wake up your animal nature and your instincts. Get things flowing again. And then once things start flowing for you, things really start to heat up. But you've got some direct, looks like these are griffins. Those mythical creatures, the griffins. So you're rising up. It's almost like you're rising up out of this cavern here through the light and just going up, you know, so that's a full Kundalini Awakening. A lot of the people around you are feeling this shift as well, even if they don't tell you. If you want to see a glimpse of your spirit team, here you go. You've got like tree spirit. I don't know what this person is. This almost looks like a fire spirit. Tree fire spirit, I don't know. This looks like Athena, or like a Fae version of Athena, goddess of wisdom. Got some maybe cavemen or leopard spirits. This looks like an eagle crossed with a griffin. You've got mages, giants, stag energy, very magical. So that's what you're working toward, is a greater communication with all of your spirit guides here. At the center of the reading, this is your potential. But it's also, look, it's a very light card. These were just strewn amidst the deck. So you're finding your light at the center. And it's green. So that light exists in your heart. Your heart space is... This is what your heart space is activating. All the greens and pinks. It's just spiraling from deep into the earth, because this is going literally straight up this way. Wow. You're going to help awaken a lot of different people, causing a ripple effect. Your spirit team wants this as much as you do. With this level up, you're going to be getting more armor, more spiritual protection, more physical protection. And you're going to be embodying a lot of the squirrel energy. That's a key spirit animal for you. Which they're really good about doing their duty, but also having fun while they're doing it. And squirreling like their little nuts aside and preparing for things. So you're going to feel well prepared. You'll notice he has a lot of arrows in his quiver here. And he is armed with several different weapons. You are going to be armed with several different skill sets and gifts to help you with the next level. And this next level is learning not to see with your physical eyes, because you'll see his eyes are white, almost as if that, you know, when you're under hypnosis or like alpha brain waves, when your eyes kind of roll back in your head and you're just using your third eye. That's the next level for you. I would encourage you to, I do this quite a bit in the whenever I can. Best habit, morning, afternoon, and night. But there's alpha beats that you can listen to, and it has a da 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 in the background, and what that's doing is slowing your brain waves down. And as you slow your brain waves down, that actually opens up your creativity, your spiritual gifts, your connectivity, because you can think more clearly when you're calm. Helps you to manage stress better. Jose Silva is somebody you can look up. Mindvalley has a program on Jose Silva. he started using alpha brain waves to help his kids learn better, because alpha is the learning state. And what he noticed is that his kids, as he was doing this with them, all he was trying to do was, because he was, I think, an electrician and experimenting with radio waves, he just wanted to figure out how to reduce resistance of wires. And so he wondered if that same principle would work with people, whereas if you reduce the resistance, more electricity can flow. So electricity in this human body would be like the spiritual energy, right, from source. So he noticed when he was teaching his children these principles, that his daughter would answer the question correctly before he even finished the question. So he felt like he was teaching his kids to be psychic. So you're going to be on a whole nother level with your psychic gifts. And if you want to take it to that next level, alpha waves, I'm telling you. And Mindvalley, I think the app is free. And you can download the app, and it has the sounds feature of alpha beats. You can look them up on YouTube. There's also alpha binaural beats, which those are a little bit different. But what you're looking for is the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I would say Schumann resonance is also good for that. The Schumann resonance is the frequency of the earth. So anything that slows you down enough that you can get connected, it's going to help awaken you, so that way you can get into your heart space. Because in essence, what you're doing is, when you're looking at, I want to create a better reality, I want to have a better life, I want to pursue my purpose. Okay, well, you have to be calm enough in order to deal with the things that you've got going on in your life, in order to then make realistic change. And that can be a very stressful process. So the more calm you are, the better. And then you can start releasing any traumas or negative beliefs or limiting beliefs. You just have to fall in love with the process of letting go, basically, of embracing that. And my guides are on a very strict path with me, where they basically said I'm doing 5 years of healing within a couple months. So you very much have to fall in love with letting go. That's a huge key. And when, again, the term what I used was falling in love. So when you do that, when you fall in love with every aspect of your life, even the weird stuff, even the bad stuff, if you're in love with your life, you are going to become such a light. And what you're doing then is you're magnetizing all the things that you want, that have been calling your name and you've been calling them. You're going to magnetize all of that to you. This is a magnet. That's what you're becoming. And there's so much green on the table. And that's what the heart space does. Once we get up past the first 3 survival chakras, and we get into the heart space, that's the key. That's a huge key. Because once we do that, the heart is in essence a magnet. And it connects us to everyone and everything and all that is. spirit exists in the heart. You don't really know spirit until you're up in the heart space. So you're going to be really stepping into your spiritual power with developing this heart space. And I mean, this is just beautiful. I mean, I know it's a simple card, but just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not beautiful. I mean, what a beautiful color that is. You know, if I were you, you could do something simple like stare at a color like this, or draw something on a canvas with this light and this green color, and listen to those alpha beats. Yeah, I tell you what, your subconscious mind will know exactly what that is. Or even images like this, or this. Yeah, things are really going to start flowing for you. Look at how healthy this forest is, though. It's so nourished. You're going to want to drink a lot of water, okay? And eat your leafy greens. Anything green color wearing, you know, we've got some green going on. This is Sunny, by the way. He's my buddy. I figured he'd want to join us on this reading today. All right, so the Wanderer. Be courageous, take a new path, explore a little bit. You know, we're about to head into winter time, so that could be symbolic too, again, just depending on when you're seeing this. So winter time, and you're also seeing that from the hibernation. You know, they hibernate during winter time, but when I think of wintertime, I think, well, nothing's actively growing, right? But that's not true, because in wintertime, everything is going on, you know, underneath the surface, right? So that's what this next cycle is requiring you to do, is to do all the things underneath the surface, like your meditations, your alpha beats, your breathing, the things that other people are not going to see. They're not going to see it until things start coming up in the physical and fruition for you. You know, they see you met that goal. They see you, all of a sudden you're in a different career, you're at a new home or whatever. But you're just going to have to explore, put your boots on, put your coat on, and listen to spirit. These birds are very significant to you. And it looks like she has some tribal markings. So connecting with your tribal roots and your instincts and your ancestors in order for them to kind of lead the way, because they've already been through a lot of stuff. That's why ancestors are so important, because we don't need to repeat the mistakes that they've made, okay? So once we know where they've been, then we can forge a new path. We can use the wisdom that they've, and they want us to do that. They want us to do that because it furthers the ancestral line. We're going to get to places that they haven't gone before, and they kind of get to live through us and be like, yeah, look at her go. She used the building blocks that I gave her that were hard earned, you know, and they went through a lot of suffering to build those. So don't be afraid to forge that new path, but you're totally guided. So do not be afraid. And you're protected. You got your little water right there. Got your little tools. And look, is that water in the background? Water is really healing for you. So it's kind of like you went from this and now you've got a bird's eye view and you can see the whole waterway. But you just been climbing up the whole mountain, you know. Just keep going. Just keep going, because all along the way, you're developing the armor and the weapons and the gifts that you need all along the way. So don't feel like you're unprepared or something like that. Necessity is our greatest teacher and our greatest creator. Do not fear it. Yeah, and then now, once you really get going in this new cycle, man, you're flying free. You're in your power. You're taking that. You don't need that winter coat anymore. Look how huge your bird guide is. Like, wow. You got a staff. Your staff grew. Look, it's about half the size of her. Now look at it. Now it's about her height. And she got crowned with these antlers. So, I mean, that's her constant connection to spirit. And look who's showing up. She's like, hey, your guides will be, once you develop these gifts, will be at your beck and call. She has a real fierceness to her too. But look, in this one too, she has a nice, she's fierce, but she's also loving. She's enjoying her talking to her friends, even though it's probably a difficult climb, but she's still finding the enjoyment out of it. And then here she's like, yeah, I'm in my power. Wow. That's the other product that comes from really diving into your heart spaces. You really get to know more of who you are. And then our last card up here, Harvest. Yeah, so these are both Harvest cards. So these are the gifts to come. Becoming a protector of others and also a healer. And there's more gifts, more birds on this card. Looks like, I don't know, maybe a blue jay. I don't know what kind of birds those are. Like 4 birds. Couple on his shoulder talking to him. And look at how decorated a healer. And then the staff becomes, hey man, it's glowing. So you see a total transformation in spiritual power and light. Where, you know, you not only have it inside within you, because that's kind of what this is showing. I'm learning how to wield it, right? I'm learning how to wield it within me, how to hold, kind of looks like when someone's doing Tai Chi and they're learning how to manipulate that energy within themselves. And then once you learn to manipulate it within yourself, well, then you've got the energy to climb that mountain. And then you've got the energy to protect other people. And then you've got the energy to heal other people. And help things grow. Look at that plant. Becoming a channel all the way down. I mean, that's a massive feat right there. Very balanced. Third eye fully awakened. See that tattoo on his forehead? It's a sun. And he's just listening. Knows how to listen. Listen to the air, the birds, the tree, the water. And then just lets that energy flow through. It almost looks like the staff itself is also kind of growing. That's beautiful. So you have a big destiny ahead of you. That you have ancestor of like magi. And a deep connection to the earth. We all do. It's just we've forgotten. And then I feel like once everything is said and done, this is going to be how decked out you are with all that ancestral power. I want to show you some of the stuff that you're going to start to see, because I'm just looking at the back of this card here as I was holding it up. Spirit Whisperer. Oh my word. This is going to be the level of sight that you'll embody. I think this is where the world is going. We're all connected and we all have that capability. It's just a matter of, do we nurture it? I mean, that's you've got people, birds, spirits. Oh wow. Just dancing with all of life. Oops. There we go. Okay, so, wow. Well, let's get some tarot to kind of confirm. We'll do 3 tarot. 1 for each level. So that way we can really get an idea of what's going on. If you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and hit that like button. That way you can claim the reading. And you can put something in the comments section like, I'm on my path, or I am always becoming, or I am. Something that sends a message to your subconscious that says, yeah, I know this is true. I know this is true, and I know this is what's coming for me, and I know what I need to do. So what does the viewer need to know for level 1? 9 of Cups. What does the viewer need to know for level 2? 8 of Swords. Yeah, I'll say. What does the viewer need to know for level 3? That's a lot. Too many. That one? Yeah. That's gorgeous. Oh my. Wow. All right, so for the first level, 9 of Cups. Now, this is so interesting. Like, it's so funny to me because when I'm doing these readings, it's almost like I'm talking to myself. But in essence, we kind of are, because we're all one and we're all on our different spiritual paths, but together somehow. And one thing my guides have really been working with me is on opening my heart space. So they literally told me, okay, you see this dove at the top? They literally told me to picture myself as a dove. And in the center of the dove's chest, a large heart. And to picture the chest of the dove becoming more and more transparent so that way the heart can be seen and felt. So I've been doing this visualization exercise for, I don't know, maybe a little over a week. Like, even when I'm encountering something challenging, I would argue almost especially when you're encountering something challenging, that's the true test, right? Is to stay in the heart space even when someone's ticking you off or something's not going right or what have you. But that's really what develops your heart space. And what I'm learning is that the true weapons, see the weapons on this card and then him, the true weapons are love. Here, I'll show you what that looks like. Love. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll put that. Sunny can hold that one. So, as I recently had a situation that I had to deal with at work, and when I tell you I had to meditate on this issue and this person, we're talking weeks, okay? But I was continually trying to change my mind, my perception, and my heart about the issue. And once I was able to do that, I kid you not, like, everything in the workplace shifted. Everything. And it benefited everybody. And I mean everybody. Clients, co-workers, management, you name it. Myself. So you're being called to develop that spiritual fulfillment within yourself first. to nurture yourself, to continually, all that energy, and again, I can relate to this, all that energy that you've been pouring into other people. Not saying you shouldn't pour into other people, but if you set some healthy boundaries and then start to pour more into yourself, you will have more to go around, I promise you. And then you will be more satisfied because you'll feel like, okay, now I can actually pour more into other people because I'm pouring into myself. So that's your key. And once you do so, like, look, all this transformation just going up, 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 up. Like, that's incredible. And you can even see that. Look, 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 look. Look at her outfit. Okay, I'm going to zoom in real close. Look at her outfit. Okay, look at those hearts on her torso. She's developing love at every level, including her third eye, all the way up, literally, until it reaches like the pinnacle, right? The purest form of highest divine white light love. And then it's just transformations all over the place. And then you get to the point where you have that love developed within you so much that, like, when people do weird things or negligent things or malicious things, like, you can look at it from a completely different perspective. And then once you do that and you're able, you got that heart center, we're activated, we're lit, then you got, man, everything pointing toward the heart. This reminds me of I think it's a Native American principle with, it's a healing color wheel, I think, with like all the different directions. This is what becomes everything magnetized toward you. Everybody's thoughts. They're going to be thinking about you. The things that you want are going to come towards you. Your guides, you know. But this is kind of your consciousness. So you're going to be kind of floating above everybody because you got this activate. But everybody's going to be kind of coming towards you and thinking about you. And then it's going to create a balance between the hemispheres of your brain. That's what this X marks the spot. You hit the jackpot with that heart space. And then guess what that means? Then you're going off the grid, off the map. So everybody else is kind of existing down here. You're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm not even on the same map. And I can relate right now very much. So I think that's what in the Bible they refer to as being in the world but not of the world. Understanding the world's problems and having compassion for it, but continually rising above. And then in that regard, it doesn't really matter what kind of chaos comes your way, because you've at that point mastered all the elements, and you are the storm. So it doesn't really matter. And then you start to understand that even the storms work to your highest goods, or they can, if that's your perspective, right? And then what follows, which I feel like this is what his staff is filled with, is what? The sun. The sun. And all those butterflies, look. You are the sun child, the butterfly child, the master of transformation. Because when you're a master of transformation, you can do what? You can heal. You can heal yourself. You can heal other people. It doesn't really matter. You don't really care what comes your way. You're tapped in, you're connected to spirit, and you're going to heal it. It makes sense why Sonny wanted to be part of this reading. He's like, yay! And I love the look. Your heart is balanced. You want to know? One of the keys to get this way is to love the light and the shadow within you and within other people continually. Like that example I gave at my workplace, right? Where I had to continually transcend my thinking, right, with this person, was because his energy just felt so suppressed and just, I don't know, ick. All right. So a lot of people feel like that, but that's just because they're not aware of what they're doing, and they don't know how to transform and whatever. But it's fine because we can help them. We help them by focusing on ourselves. So I had to look at him in a manner that I understood him, because I understood I was really looking at myself, because I've been that way. And that takes a lot of courage to do, but it's such a deepening of your spiritual practice, is to know that you've been that way before, you've thought those things before, and you've felt those ways before, okay? So I was able to love him as much as I loved myself. I was not only loving the light and dark within him, but I was loving the light and dark within myself. And because of that, look, that purple, kind of like the purple flame, right? The violet flame, that's why we're here, is one of the biggest symbols of transformation. And why? Because the violet is the color of the top of the crown, right? When you go all the way up. And it's the most connected to spirit, because when you're looking at a rainbow, the purple is the one that's the most faded. It's hard to see with the naked eye because it's where the veil starts getting thin. And then you're in this Garden of Eden, basically, where the sunlight from God, from spirit, is always shining. You recognize that you always have your inner light. It doesn't matter what's going on outside. Doesn't matter. You got your eyes shut. Your physical eyes are shut because your spiritual eyes are open. Even Jesus, when he was walking, I think, carrying the cross, and his followers were dismayed, and he said, don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you see. It's only with the heart that one can see rightly. Okay? That connects us directly to God, to Source. I'm going to pull an Astral Realm card, because I want to see what's in store for you once you hit that top pinnacle, rather. I feel like this one is also a symbol for alchemy. I think this symbolizes many different things. Healing, communication, all directions, all realms, the wheel of karma, right? Healing the wheel of karma. There's a lot of messaging going on about that right now. What does the viewer need to know about this level 3 of the Pinnacle? What can they expect to see with their spiritual eyes? Or maybe these are crystal cards, so maybe what's the crystal that will help them get there? Get to that level 3. Beautiful. What does the viewer need to help them get to that level 3? Almost there. Shuffle one more time. That's fine. Okay. Spirit says to do it, I will do it. Okay. These are gorgeous cards, by the way. It's the Astral Realms deck, the Crystal Oracle. What's the crystal that they need to be working with? Almost. To get to that level 3. There we are. I kept seeing this one. Regeneration. Pluto. Black Tourmaline. Yeah, if you talk about clearing karma, clearing any sort of negative energy. Black Tourmaline. Pluto, the number 11. Yeah, you're going through a complete regeneration right now. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Citrine on the bottom of the deck. I would highly recommend you use that one as well. Yeah, for sure. For that sun energy. Citrine and Tourmaline. And Black Tourmaline's more that Pluto. Yeah. Next, I'm going to use the Telepathy Oracle cards. This is what they look like. The box, anyway. This is the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. So the Telepathy. I feel like if you really want to do it, focusing on each of the different areas of your life, you know, getting your finances in order, getting your emotions in order, getting your mental talk in order, doing some physical exercise, and doing some of those spiritual practices. That's kind of whenever we'll just say you run out of patience for your current cycle. Then I'm like, okay, we'll just get back to basics and we're just gonna focus on one thing at a time. It could be as simple as, hey, I'm gonna brush my teeth every day if you don't do that, you know? Like it could be as simple as, I'm gonna take a walk every day. Like those small little changes, and then you just keep going. You know, you just improve that 1% every day. Oh, yeah. Let time forget those scars. Black tourmaline will also help, but you've got some beautiful tree imagery here. Love can conquer everything. I feel like for me, even when all the people in my life have let me down, it's the love for myself and the love for God that's gotten me through. How you know you're getting there? You start to feel your heartbeat faster as you get closer. I can relate. I can relate. Oh, yeah. Wow. And lastly, before we close this out, again, don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying this and if it resonates with you. Go ahead and comment, love can conquer everything, in the chat. Everything heals in time. I am healing. For our last deck, we're using the Daily Magic Alchemical Thought cards. I think I got these in a subscription box that I was doing. Oh my word. Goddess Provisions. Highly recommend that. I think it was like $33 a month at the time, and I got a bunch of different tarot decks, crystals, spiritual tools and stuff. Loved it. Loved it. Okay. What does the viewer need to know about this alchemical process that they are currently undergoing? What do they need to know? That's just what I was talking about, okay? One decision away. You are always just one decision away from a magically different life. One decision, one day at a time, okay? Seriously. I feel like we need another one. What else do they need to know about this alchemical process? Yeah, I mean, people underestimate the power of small habits. I mean, I kid you not, when I started just doing some sort of exercise every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. Okay, those really want to come out. Woohoo! Okay. When would now be a good time? Tony Robbins. Ooh, I love some Tony Robbins. Love some Tony Robbins. Look him up if you don't know who he is. Motivational. He'll get you off your butt real quick. Courage is the key to the gateway of life. Expansion and freedom are on the other side. Yeah, just have courage. Have courage. I saw something that said, how do you know if you're on the right path? It said, you know you're on the right path if the path disappears, right? You feel like you're forging a path. Yeah, exactly. The only fear you have of the unknown is what you think you know about it. Surrender. Magic awaits you. I'm trying to get that to focus. Yeah. Well, and then lastly, you will see it when you believe it. Your thoughts create your reality. Bend your mind. That's the secret. That's the key. When you want to adjust your reality, adjust your mind, because all is mind. That's it. And just change your mind, just like I told you about that coworker. I had to change my mind and change my heart, how I was thinking about him. And I kid you not, as soon as I did that, everything shifted. So I have faith in you guys. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for subscribing to the Violet Temple 444. I've got a bunch of different type of content on the way. So yeah, thank you so much. Best of luck to you, and just know I'm on this journey with you. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And until next time, much love, you guys. Love ya. Bye.